Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up.
I will not quit.
Wake your ass up.
How bad do you want?
When you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
It's not over until I win.
There is no success without hardship. If you're going through hell, keep pushing, keep moving, because this is personal. What if you decide to make 2024 the best year of your life? What would it look like? Today, I want to give you all the tools you need to make that a reality so that you can have the greatest comeback of your life this year. When I was a kid, my mom made this board with chores like cleaning your room and making your bed. Anytime I did those chores, she would just stick a star on that board under that specific chore. At the time, I thought I was just playing a game. Now that I'm older, I realized that she was teaching me a really important lesson. She was literally teaching me how to be an independent, disciplined man. Your place is an extension of yourself. So if your place is messy, that makes you a messy person. And is that how you want to think of yourself? Is that what you want other people to say about you when they describe you? Messy, dirty? I'm assuming it's not. Clean your room, wash your clothes, and don't forget to do your dishes. And go deep. Don't dump your clothes into a drawer and think that your room is organized. Actually organize your shit. Do your laundry, fold your clothes, put them away properly. A clean and organized space means an organized mind. It gives you initial control of your life. Instead of taking your clothes off and just throwing them on the chair or on the floor, put them away immediately. Develop a habit of organizing as you go. Otherwise, your space will get really messy and you'll get discouraged because it becomes a daunting task. But your space isn't the only thing that needs cleaning. There's something else that men from every corner of the world have been doing for thousands of years to cleanse, relieve stress, and to get an energy boost. And that is cleansing your vessel. Take a daily shower. Take care of your facial hair. Clip your nails, brush your teeth. You need to feel and smell fresh. This is your one and only body. Take care of it. You put time and effort to cleanse and look good for a date with someone that you've never even met before. But what about for yourself? Have some self-respect. The last thing you want is to look into the mirror and feel sad for yourself, for what you look like. Confidence comes from within, but if you don't like what you look like, then it's time to take care of that. Put on a fresh pair of underwear, a decent outfit, spray a nice fragrance, and get ready to face the world and for your big comeback, which starts with momentum. Momentum is genuinely one of the most powerful forces that you can have in your life. When you start winning, it gives you the strength and confidence to win again and again. Great mornings lead to successful days, which leads to successful months, then years. This is how you beat this game. You do it while everyone else is sleeping in the morning. Wake up early and get to work. Start building the life that you deserve. Get your workout out of the way. Write a to-do list. Have a cup of coffee and tackle that list. If you start your day by crossing things off your to-do list, you build the momentum that you need to have a successful day. And if you think about it, your big distractions usually come in the evenings. Binge watching TV series, going out drinking and partying, staying up late watching mindless TikToks. Even if you wake up at 1 p.m., you can still build a proper routine that leads to success without feeling like a failure just because you don't wake up in the normal hours. And before you can be proud of yourself and happy with not only your success, but also, and maybe more importantly, the journey to your success, you need to understand yourself. And the journey to becoming self-aware is long, it's time-consuming and confusing at times. And the same way that I recommend you all to find a mentor that can help elevate your career, I also recommend you be proactive and find a good therapist. Our sponsor, BetterHelp, makes that so easy. You just click that first link below, get connected with a therapist specialized in that area that you need help with, whether it's social anxiety, relationship issues, or past trauma, which as men, most of us have. And we tend to push these down and try to forget. We try to be as strong as possible and suck it up without ever actually dealing with it. I'm telling you, not dealing with it won't help. And it might sound like the easy way out, but you end up paying for it later in life. One man doesn't want to know more about himself. Hone in on his qualities and be aware of his limitations so that he can improve. That's what this channel is all about, personal growth, and therapy is a big part of that. You sign up online, you schedule sessions as a phone call, video chat, or even messaging if you prefer that, so you don't have to sit in an awkward waiting room. It's discreet, it's judgment-free, and on your schedule. This is the most practical way of talking to a professional. Again, this isn't you opening up to a random person online. These are professional therapists who can give you insights that you would have never thought about because they've studied this. They know how to help. And to be really honest with you, I was one of those people who didn't believe in therapy. I thought it was for the weak, and I couldn't have been more wrong. It's actually for the strong, because it takes guts to open up to someone, to feel your emotions and to communicate them properly, then dissect them with that person. But the knowledge, the insights that you get from your therapist, a lot of times you'd never even think of those things. So It's super helpful. And once you start looking at it from a perspective of, this is a person who is on my side, this is a person who's on my team helping me become a better man, then that changes everything. It did for me. And again, you can always stop it if you don't like it, or swap to a different therapist if you don't like your first one, which BetterHelp offers free of charge if you're not happy with yours for whatever reason. So hear me out on this one. Be open-minded. Click that first link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/Alex Costa, and you will even get a discount on your first month. But even when you know yourself really well, you only know the current version of you. What does the future you look like? The comeback version. One of the most common issues I see men going through is that they just float through life without strategy. They go wherever the wind takes them. And then one day they realized, wait a second, this isn't where my life should be. I never wanted to be here. I never wanted to be a mechanic. I never wanted to be single at 40 years old. I never wanted to live in this city for the rest of my life. You need to visualize your dream life and strategize how to get there. So a good question to ask yourself now in order to make the greatest comeback of your life is, am I just floating through life without a strategy, hoping that the wind will take me in the right direction? And if you're being honest, truly honest with yourself, you'll probably realize that you actually don't have a plan and you don't know where your life is taking you, which means you can't control it. Here's what you need to do. You need to visualize your dream life. You know when people talk about manifesting something? At first, I thought it was all bullshit because it sounds like a load of crap, but after I thought about it, I came to realize that it's not about looking in the mirror and saying what you want from life and hoping that one day it's gonna fall in your lap. It's about knowing exactly what you want, knowing with as much detail as possible exactly where you want your future self to be. Manifestation works because it requires you to stop and just think about what you want from life. When I was a full-time employee at Google, I loved my job. I made 6 figures, I traveled the world, I had every benefit that you could imagine. A great retirement plan, health insurance, free access to amazing coaches, but I knew that wasn't what I actually wanted in my future. I wanted to be a full-time content creator. I wanted to work for myself and become a successful entrepreneur. So I'd sit and I'd write down exactly what my dream life should look like. Self-employed, financially free, living in a beautiful place in a major city. That vision drove me every single day. I knew what I wanted and I fought and worked hard for that, and it became a reality. Not because I was doing some kumbaya weird dance manifestation, but because I took the time to understand and to visualize what I wanted my life to look like. And I know these big goals can be daunting. So after you visualize the big picture, your dream life, if you're serious about this comeback, if you want to achieve those goals, this is how I recommend you tackle them. And by the way, this is especially important for you if you have a hard time sticking to a task. Focus on your responsibilities. I know a lot of you go through that. I went through that myself, and that's how I found this solution. If you write down a large task, and I'll use a personal example, posting a YouTube video, it'll be daunting at first. That's the very final task of that specific goal. It's too broad. Instead, break it down and gamify it. Write down smaller tasks leading up to that large goal of posting a YouTube video. The first task is research what topic the video is about. The second task is to write a short script for the video. The third is to set your shot, then shoot, so on and so forth. There's no better feeling than crossing things off your to-do list, and it creates that momentum that we talked about. So be detailed. Get these smaller tasks done on the way to accomplish your big goal and add some wins to the scoreboard. But I also know that a lot of you might have a hard time even starting that very first task, no matter how small that task is. Procrastination is the enemy of success. I'm sure you've heard that. So every time you feel procrastination slowly taking over your actions, just do this. Tell yourself that you're not gonna lose this game. Take a big breath, count to 3, and on 3, no matter what you have going on, you're gonna get up and you're gonna get started on that task. And this is a pact that you need to have with yourself, because the alternative is living a lazy life, regretting it later. And if you give up now, I can guarantee your future self will be disappointed at you. I mean, imagine being 60 years old and disappointed at yourself. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. You have so much to give, and you truly only find out your true potential if you start working on it now. And I promise to help you along this journey. All you have to do is subscribe to this channel and check back in once in a while to get motivated, to learn how you can improve yourself and to find your true potential as a man. Along with the other 4 million guys who are subscribed to my channel for that same reason. We're all on that same journey. And one thing I realized about this journey, thankfully pretty early in my life, is that you need to be both mentally and physically strong to accomplish your goals. Over New Year's, every single one of my friends got sick. I'm not even joking. Every single one of them. Everyone I talked to got sick. And this was worldwide. I'm sure you've heard about this. People getting sick in the beginning of the month in January. And when you're sick, it makes you realize something. Without health, there's no winning. When you're sick, your body hurts, you're coughing, you're weak, your throat hurts. What's the one thing that you want? You want to be healthy again. That's all you want. Somehow, I was the only person that I know didn't get sick over New Year's. And I would say that it was luck or that I didn't know how this happened. But the truth is, I was around sick people all the time, but I didn't get sick. And that's because I've been so disciplined with my health lately. It's not luck, it's by design. I chose this. This was a choice that I made to be healthy. So eat healthy, work out daily, push yourself physically, get in great shape. You know this makes you healthier, gives you energy, makes you more attractive. So why would you not want that? And if you're having a hard time being consistent with your workouts, you need to make it a daily habit. For me, it's making sure that I hit the gym within the first hour of waking up. I know what my flaws are, and one of them is getting sucked into work and forgetting about everything else. To fight that, I had to make working out the first priority of my day. Otherwise, I just wasn't gonna do it. So how can you apply the same method to your routine? Maybe it's going to the gym straight from work or right before your morning classes. Whatever it is, stick to it. You deserve to see what version 2.0 of you looks like. And I have a feeling he's in great shape. Not just mentally, not just physically, but also financially. Let me ask you this. Do you know how much money you spend a month? How about a week? Do you even check your bank account daily? Because you absolutely should. I have a friend, a great guy who used to make a ton of money, and he made some mistakes along the way, got into financial hardship, into some pretty bad debt. He maxed out his credit cards, took out a loan. It's bad. And he told me that he stopped looking at his accounts because it made him feel like shit. Now, I understand his pain. Okay, in 2024, I got laid off and I had to go on unemployment for a few months. I was broke, I had no money, I had a bunch of bills, and it was one of the hardest years of my life. I didn't want to look at my accounts either. It made me feel like an absolute failure. It made me feel less of a man. And by the way, at the time I was married, which is something that I've never talked about here on this channel. It's a story for another day. But having a wife that I couldn't provide for, it made me feel like an absolute failure of a man. But here's the deal. If you don't look at your accounts, if you don't face that wound head on, you're never gonna stop that bleeding. How could you if you don't know how much you owe, how much you have in the bank? How can you come up with a plan to fix the problem if you don't even know the details of that problem? Not looking at your bank account and credit card statements won't make it go away. The problem is still there. And you know, my advice would be never go into credit card debt, but I know that's not easy, and I know a lot of you are there now. But the thing is, you gotta face it head on, man. In general, if you're serious about making 2024 the greatest comeback year of your life, you have to stop hiding from the world. A lot of times men going through these issues, they end up hiding from the world, right? You might end up smoking weed all day. And look, I lived in California 10 years. I'm open-minded. But when you're smoking MJ all day, playing video games, watching movies, podcasts, TikToks, what are you actually accomplishing? Stop consuming mindless content. Start taking action as soon as possible. It's gonna make you feel so much better. Attack your goals head on. I can't tell you the pleasure I get from getting done, man. It feels so good, especially as someone who's come from nothing. Just go for it. Go for every opportunity that you can get a hold of. Believe in yourself, because if you made it to the end of this video, I believe in you. Make this the greatest comeback of your life.